So hi guys, Daks here, and we are going to be checking out the newest agent in Valorant, Neon. Duelist! San ka pa, diba? This is what we've been looking for, the representation, and really such a blast to play. You want run and gun, you want gotta go fast. Well, it isn't as run and gun as you'd expect, but there is a lot of running, there's a lot of movement, and there's a lot of setting up you can do as well. The utilities might be a little underrated even, but I'm very excited to show you guys what her abilities are all about. So we're briefly gonna be running on through some of these abilities. It's your simple ability kind of video. But beyond that, I'll also look into some of the observations I've had so far and maybe some things you haven't noticed as of yet when you play this character. So let's talk about Neon's signature ability. And if you gotta go fast, High Gear's got your back. You put your gun away, enter a running stance, and you start draining a stamina bar right above your abilities. It doesn't matter if you're moving or not, it will still drain while you're still in this stance. And of course, you can use all the abilities you have while running on the round as well. It does take a while though to come on back. It drains pretty quickly, so you're not going to be able to use it for the whole round. But hey, at increased movement speed, that's something that really makes this agent absolutely special. High Gear also unlocks an extra ability for you, sliding. Always forward or diagonally, never to the side, and never any backslides as well. It really feels like you're going so quickly to try and play the entry when you do a slide. Not only that though, you whip out your gun or whatever you had out before you went into High Gear stance, and you get pinpoint accuracy as soon as you end your slide. While you're sliding, you can shoot, yes, but it really has to be at the very end for you to get that crouch accuracy and to hit those perfect first shots. The recharge rate though of slides, it's not every time you have High Gear that you can use it. No, it's similar to the Tailwind. You need to get 2 kills to unlock it yet again for the round. One last thing about the slide, it's an absolute commitment. You're going forward, you're pushing, and you really make sure that you're gonna hit those shots. You also cannot jump, so you're really kept to the ground mid-slide, during the slide, and even while falling. So be careful how you use this ability. Now looking at the rest of Neon's kit, we gotta check out the walls that set things up. Fastlane. Incredible ability, I have to say. It really goes so far off to cover your approach. And of course, like the rest of Neon's kit, it's always about moving forward in the first place. Something to take note though, there is a projectile being thrown out by the Fastlane ability, and that designates where your walls do start and end. It's either it hits a surface or it reaches max distance. So if you want to make a shorter wall, then all you gotta do is aim it lower or aim it at something directly in front of you. Beyond that though, make sure that you don't aim too low, because if you aim right below you, you get absolutely nothing. Very interesting to take note though, it's all about the impact point really setting up where the walls can be. So even if you're just gonna be peeking out the corner just a little bit, if you make sure that the ball goes all the way to where you want to go, it can actually go through some other walls instead. And of course, like every ability Neon has, you can use it while running on around. Well, we're looking for value, right, as a Filipino, and you get it with the Spark Bolts. Moving over to the range instead. Not the flashes, but you get the stuns here, and the concuss effect in a quite a good AoE to use against the opposition. The beauty of the Spark Bolt, though, is it ricochets once, and in its landing zone, it gives the second pulse of the concuss. So I'm already seeing so many lineup gods gonna be happy to use an ability like this. If you want to keep it simple, you can obviously just throw it at your opponent and still get the stun anyway. Like all abilities, you can use it while in High Gear, while sprinting, and using it, of course, to play the entry in itself. And one thing to take note, it doesn't even matter on how high you shoot it, whether it's down on the ground or it's way up here. It will always land directly on the surface below, like a thunder strike, really smiting the opposition. So you can find a few lobs here and there. You can find areas where you can really get the value by throwing it way up high and getting the concuss on those corners. Last but not least, if you want the run and gun, you get it with their ultimate, Overdrive. An ability with pinpoint accuracy, a laser beam by your fingertips. what else would you want in an agent? It's all about the striking motion here. You can use your abilities while you're running. It gives you that high gear stance, and every single time you get a kill, you get a slide reset, and you get an added bit of duration. It's already so powerful, and it doesn't really matter how far you are. It's similar to all the guns in the game in itself, and interesting enough, it has no damage fall off whatsoever. But one more thing to take note is it does the same amount of damage whether it be by the head, by the body, or by the legs. So just find a way to point, click, and have your adventure and enjoy getting your takedowns while you're running on around at the speed of sound. You know, the best thing about the Overdrive is its versatility. Sure, run and gun is nice and all, but resource replenishment is one other thing it does. High gear gets replenished to full for the meter, you get your slide back, and allow yourself that initial momentum to chain those slide points for more and more of those slides and more kills. And you can also stow it away just by changing your gun. The glowing hands designate that you have it. Make sure that you're in the right stance though for that extra movement speed, and use the ultimate key to get it back anyway. Fry anyone in your path and take down those names. So there you have it, guys. We just checked out Neon, the Filipino duelist and the newest agent in the Valorant scene. She's coming very, very soon in just a few days. And in all honesty, I'd love to see what the pros are going to do with her, because the run and gun can be very interesting, can be impactful, and of course, the utilities are amazing. But what can be the one-tap, right? What can beat the sudden impact of some of the other agents on the duelist role? When I look at Neon, I see so much proper utility, and she might actually be a character that you utilize in some other roles. But of course, many parts of her kit really screams commitment and really screams entry, so you have to play the role still. So I wonder what's gonna be happening. In terms of the ultimate though, I like the resource replenishment a lot more, honestly, than the run and gun laser beam. You still might lose to, you know, the potential one-taps from different kind of guns, and it does feel like that the laser itself can get outclassed by better aim in itself. But hey, it's not a bad ability whatsoever. And I may be wrong about that. It's just from my observations, and most of the video anyway has been me checking out and trying out a bunch of things in all of the testing lobbies. But beyond that, I do want to thank Riot Games for the early access. Really appreciate them giving me a chance to check this out, and of course work with my fellow content creators with some of their other videos and maybe some streams later on. But really, the biggest one has to be us getting Filipino representation in a game that is so loved here in the Philippines. The PH FPS scene is growing steadily and just blowing up thanks really to Valorant, and I really wouldn't have it any other way. I love seeing our nation be in a game like this, and you know, I can't wait for what the future will hold for Neon and for the rest of the Philippines, and of course for Valorant itself. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't usually do this kind of content, but hey, early access, am I right? What do you guys think of Neon? What do you guys think about this vid? And thank you of course to my incredible video editor, and to all the people who are watching and the community in itself. Wouldn't be here without you, and wouldn't be here checking out Neon if it wasn't for your support. So we'll see what else we're gonna do, and thank you guys for watching. Oh, and one last thing, guys. Don't forget to make sure you're not knife out when you go high gear, or at least change your gun mid sliding, or else this can happen to you. So be careful, stay safe, and have a great Neon experience. Oy! Oh! Guys, we tried! Goodbye, we tried.
Sino yung nakatingin doon, si Daks, tsaka ito si...
It wasn't me, dude. I was talking to my chat. My bad. It wasn't me. I'm an innocent. Innocent siya. Innocente.